the B-side in boxing.
B-side shit.
B-side.
B-side.
And the B-side.
You got a B-side.
The B-side.
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 That B-side thing.
This is the B-Sides Boxing Podcast.
It is a gloomy day today here in Phoenix.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I'm very much enjoying it. I think I'll sit in my garden while it's raining, so I'm gonna take advantage of it.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, baby, baby, baby. Welcome back, beloved listener.
We're so fucking back.
All fucking two of you. This is B-Sides Boxing. My name is Leo. I'm joined by my good buddy here, Drip. We will be talking about boxing. Like, imagine that.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, a little bit of unrelated shit, though. Just, there was no boxing on for us last night on the 20th, so I was tuned into the UFC card, and to be quite honest, the majority of the card was pretty dull. I wasn't enjoying it. I'm sure there were plenty of people who did. But main event, Sean Strickland, middleweight champion, loses a close one to Dricus du Plessis.
Oh, yeah.
I bring up Sean Strickland because if you, boxing fan and probably MMA shitter honor person, Sean Strickland fights with the Philly shell, and despite what you might think, it's actually pretty fucking successful. So it's pretty cool to watch that technique have taken him to the top. But
let's talk about that fight a little bit, because it was definitely like split decision. So everyone's kind of mixed feelings about it.
Yeah. There was 3-2, 3-2 for Plessis, and then 3-2 for Strickland, if I recall.
Honestly, I don't think they both did a lot, but I think DDP did a little bit more of nothing than Strickland.
Yes, he had a wider variety of nothing.
Exactly, like
takedowns, kicks.
Sean spent 25 minutes back foot jabbing.
Yeah,
and it's like, cool, you landed a lot of strikes, but you really didn't do anything. Like, I'm not too sure how like UFC is scored. It's like, significant strikes, takedowns, like,
from what I understand, it's supposed to be that damage is the most important thing. So DDP scored some takedowns that didn't amount to anything. Nothing came of it, so that doesn't count as extra points or whatever for the takedown. It's just because nothing happened. So
right.
Strickland's head movement was great, super great reflexes. I really think he could step into boxing and do pretty well for himself with his reflexes.
Dude, his overhand right is so gross though. It was
he needs to work.
I was watching and I was like, this is fucking yuck, dude.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
The another thing, I think he's a lefty. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Either way, du Plessis' overhand right started finding its home in like the middle, like end of round 2 and beyond, and Strickland had nothing about that, nothing to do with it, and Strickland's Philly shell started coming apart around the time that overhand right started finding its home.
Yeah, I think once he got like cut in that third round, I think.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
He started getting a little desperate. Like, he started like just looking really sloppy. Like the first like 2 rounds, he was tight, moving well.
Yes.
Good jab.
I
think like after he got cut, he kind of went into like a panic. Like, shit, I might lose this fight.
Blood really does sway judges more than it should.
Well, that, but also he wasn't very aggressive. Like, DDP was doing all the work, and it's like, now I'm cut, I'm bleeding, and this guy's the aggressor. Like, I'm gonna lose this fight.
Yep, he's doing everything pretty much. And
so,
yeah,
to kind of mix onto boxing, I say the same thing kind of about like I think it was like Shakur Stevenson, because like he's super defensive and a lot of times he's not very aggressive, and it's like he does win his fights, but sooner or later, like, you're not going to be able to win a fight entirely just off like defense, just straight back foot jabbing, and similar to what Shakur does.
Yeah, it's interesting because Shakur can work that sort of defensive-minded style into offense. It's really because he did it with the Japanese guy Yoshino, where he got in. Like, Yoshino's already an aggressive type of fighter, but Stevenson's defensive prowess had him a bit reluctant to engage. So Stevenson put himself into Yoshino's comfort zone, and he stood in the pocket and fucking worked him. And it was a thing of beauty. Like, oh my goodness, that's one of my favorite performances of his.
And then it's like, what happened? Like, where was that with De Los Santos? Like, that was just a different Shakur.
He could have done the same thing there. I am very certain that he has the ability to have put that same type of plan into place and execute it effectively against De Los Santos. Same one that he did with Yoshino. He could have. I'm not sure. Maybe the Rayo win had him a little nervous about an actual power threat compared to a guy like Yoshino. But either way, that was a night and day. It was oh my god.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's see some NFL shit if you're into that. The Buccaneers have fallen behind the Lions. The plucky upstart Lions are making a good run into the playoffs. For the simple sake of them being in such a long drought of any kind of success, I'm hopeful that they get something.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't watch football, so
that's just. I only mention it because it's happening right now. Like, I have all these other scores listed, and I realize I just don't care. Never mind.
Yeah, that's not for me.
Yeah. What is for me? Lomachenko versus Kambosos. It's set for May 12th. It's going to be in Perth, Australia, and it's for the IBF lightweight title. If Kambosos couldn't work with Haney's technical skill, he might have a little bit better of a chance with this older Lomachenko, who's not quite as good as he used to be. So he might have a limited success there, but I expect Lomachenko has that same sort of technical finesse, but he also has a bit of bloodlust that Haney seems to lack. But he seems to lack to me, but Lomachenko definitely has a killer instinct.
I feel like there's not much to say about this fight. I mean, I guess we could ask the question of what could Kambosos do to win this fight?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure. I guess just be aggressive. I'm not even sure that's the right thing to do. I really don't see a game plan for him to win, other than just Loma has an off night.
Yeah.
Kambosos is.
The stars have to align, not just for Kambosos, but for Lomachenko in a negative way. Like all of his career and layoffs and stuff catch up to him overnight. I don't know. His wife breaks up with him temporarily, and I don't know. He has a glass of milk and forgets he's lactose intolerant.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's all I can think of. That's gonna really get Kambosos really in the fight. And famous last words. Now he's gonna end up sparking Lomachenko in 3 or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe Kambosos is decent in the pocket. We could say that. He's scrappy. He's got pretty quick hands. I think if they meet in the pocket, that's his best way to kind of get some shots off. But from a distance, I don't think he's going to win that fight.
No, at any range beyond up close and personal, he doesn't have that much of a chance. That scrappiness you just mentioned, as much as we all love to clown on Kambosos because he is kind of a goober, it's still, I think he's still an entertaining guy to watch because
100%.
He comes to fight, and that's ultimately what matters.
Yeah, I really don't think he's like all that terrible. Like he's not great.
It's just fun to dunk on him for whatever reason. And I guess that I suppose is why Australians in the chat are always really defensive about fucking everyone that's Australian. But
yeah, I mean,
whatever.
Not much more to say about that fight. Just good luck to him. It'd be fun to watch probably, but it's probably outclassed.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful he'll make it entertaining. I'm hopeful that Lomachenko will also try to make it a bit entertaining. He does have that, that sort of streak of when he knows he has guys outclassed, he like gives them opportunities just to just to stunt on them a little bit more.
Make it a little fun for them.
Yeah. Moving on, this one it's just the co-main. I haven't seen what the main event is. March 29th here in Phoenix. I think this is Oscar Valdez. I believe it is. But Sinisa Estrada and Yokasta Valle will be going for undisputed. I'm going to try to be there.
Okay. Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, they both are scrappy ladies, so that should be a good time. Joe Joyce makes his return March 16th versus
Ooh.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, wait, who?
Big juggernaut. That's all that matters. It's Saudi Arabia. So
shocker.
Yeah, no surprise there.
We gotta definitely touch on that too a little bit, the whole Saudi thing.
Yeah, I was wanting to put together something for a side piece to discuss the Saudi Arabian influence in sports, in boxing specifically. Let's get into reviews here. So we are going from January 7th to the 20th, and it's pretty light, like I said. So we had the card in Quebec. Artur Beterbiev stops Callum Smith in the 7th. It's the same 3 titles that Beterbiev has. And Callum Smith, what round do you think his will cracked?
What round the fight ended again? Was it the 7th?
Yeah, it ended in the 7th.
7th? I would say probably... Dude, honestly, probably pretty early on when you saw how aggressive Beterbiev was coming.
And how much power is behind that aggression.
Because the first round, Beterbiev came swinging. He wanted to get him out of there. I'd say I think he broke around round 3 when he realized how aggressive Beterbiev was. And
that's what I had as well.
Anything Callum Smith was throwing at him, he just wasn't affecting him. And I think the stoppage was on point. I think his team stopped it, right? If I remember correctly.
They were about to.
Yeah. It was a good call. It got any longer, it just wasn't going to go well for him.
Yeah.
Maybe he might have survived till the 12th, barely. But at that point, it's know when to stop taking punishment.
Yeah, absolutely. The ref. I honestly thought the stoppage was a little late. But I also err on the side of caution a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Or I lean into it a little bit more. So
yeah, I'm all for the whole go out on your shield.
Yeah,
but that's if it's a close fight. If it's a one-sided fight, bro, just
stop.
Save yourself the punishment. You're gonna hope for that one lucky punch, but
that you're not gonna
stop
get. You're not gonna get it. Just quit.
If it's a close fight, I'm all for going out on the shield.
That's completely different. If Smith was in it and had a chance, then yes, but no, not this time.
I mean, let's talk about Beterbiev though. At 39 years old, dude,
he just turned 39.
Demolished.
Yeah, he still looks as good as ever. Obviously, everyone's talking about the Bivol fight.
Shit, we're about to talk about it also.
Yeah.
Is that later on in the script?
No.
I'm about to get ahead of myself.
I don't know if has that been announced yet?
It hasn't been announced, but I mean, I can't see why it wouldn't be announced. If that makes sense, it's really the only option left.
Yeah, there's really nothing left for Bivol or Beterbiev to do. That's really it. I expect if Beterbiev gets it, he would, if he loses, rematch. If he loses again, retire. Or if he wins the rematch, retire. At this age, anyway.
How do you think it goes, though? Based off that performance?
Oh, based off that performance, this is like a classic boxer versus puncher situation where Bivol's solid technician, and he's very disciplined in how he fights. Like in that Day of Reckoning shit, that Lyndon Arthur, he's nobody to write home about, but he did have some spots of success that had people like his legs got shaky a little bit, and he had to move back, like retreat a little bit, and even still, like he would take a few steps back, compose himself, and then re-engage, following the plan. Like getting hurt or being bothered by something does not faze him. The dude's a fucking machine. It's crazy. And the problem is that Beterbiev is the same way.
Yeah, I think the problem is though with that when Beterbiev, is inevitably going to hurt him, he's not going to give people that chance to take a step back and compose himself again. He's just going to keep coming forward. Yeah, like when Lyndon Arthur hit him with a body shot. Yeah, and we saw that moment of like, oh, hold on, what's happening? Beterbiev is not going to let that happen. Just like walk off, be like, all right, compose yourself, be in the middle again. Yeah, Lyndon Arthur was at that point already concerned with trying to get too close because he wasn't having any success with it. Beterbiev would not give a shit how much punches you throw back. Yeah, dude, it'll be a great fight, but honestly, I don't know how it can go. My brain says Bevel. He's younger, and he has. I think that his style is perfect too. His style and he himself are the perfect recipe to negate Beterbiev's like scary offense. My heart says Beterbiev, clobber, like fucking ogres. Let's do it. But I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, dude, it's tough to call. It'd be a fun fight, though, that's for damn sure. Absolutely. But I'm hopeful this one gets made this year, like in the first half, or like Q2, Q3, maybe. I don't know, but hopefully this year. Yep. Jason Maloney, majority decision over Saulo Sanchez for the WBO bantamweight title. I'm not sure. I recall this one not being a little bit iffy on the decision, because Saulo Sanchez had really good success in the most of the middle rounds, and he kind of slowed down at the end, which I think put Maloney back into reach. But I don't know. I still don't think that he did enough. It's still really close though, so I'm not overly bothered by the decision. I don't think I watched that fight or any of these really. You didn't watch Christian Mbili? Where was I that day? I don't recall if I did. I mean, I definitely didn't watch it. I don't remember what I was doing that day to miss it. Christian Mbili was insane. For a lot of the people in the chat, like this, it was their first time seeing him. So I was saying like the whole time, like this Christian Mbili is it's like Beterbiev dialed down the power a little bit and increase the output by a lot, and that's what you're getting. And that's exactly what it was. It was an ass kicking for 6 rounds, and the corner stopped it. Yeah, I remember we talked about him before. He's been on our radar for a while. He's been on our radar for a while because we are fucking nerds. Other people were not. They were not in the know. So I just kept saying, like, come get your fan cards over here, your fan club cards. Listen, like them now. Don't be on the hype train later. Yep, I'm signing for you because we are in it before he's really breaking. He's starting to break onto the world level. So it's really cool to see this. I don't remember any other fights being worth talking about. Really quickly, Pro Box on the 17th. Always a good time. Yeah, it was. Christian Kangalosi beats Nissan, like the car. Oh, interesting name. That's unfortunate. Nissan Anderson by UD. Jacob Zayas, Ezekiel Barrero. Barrero gets stopped in 5.
One of these was a really, really shitty decision, and I think it was Freudis Rojas versus Christian Paez. Mm-hmm. I think that was the one that was one of those like blatantly, egregiously corrupt kind of things.
Right.
Not just a decision you disagree with. It's not good. That was corruption at its finest, or worst, I guess. The main event, though, was really fun. Mike-Juan Williams stops Luis Feliciano in 6. Towards the end there, that was another one of those, like, what, man, your corner needs to do something about this.
Your corner's got you better.
Yeah, your ref needs to do something about this, because this is not going well for you, my friend. And Feliciano, by all estimations, is actually pretty good. He's just a little bit older, so I expect that played a bit of a part in Williams being just enough faster, just enough sharper, just enough more agile that Feliciano couldn't really keep up. So that was fun. Williams was great. The knockout was kind of scary. It's one of those where he got caught, I think, with an uppercut, and it looked like the lights were out, but he was still standing. And he was like holding onto a rope and then not going down. So Williams jumps in and hits him a few more times. That's the scary part.
Ugh. Dude, I always hate those like scary knockouts because it's like, yeah, it's entertaining, but it's like, is homeboy okay?
Yeah, that's exactly it. He was out when he was standing. The ref could have stepped in at that point, and it would have been it would have been the right call. But it would have not taken the highlight knockout away from us. So most people won't make it.
I will say though, like kind of like a sidebar, but one thing I kind of do like a little more with like UFC, like MMA, is like there's no like knockdown standing 8 count, like so you kind of taking less damage. Like if you get knocked out, you get knocked out in either sport. But if you get hit hard, you wobble, recover 8 seconds. That happens like 3 or 4 times in a fight. Dude, that's pretty bad. Like that's kind of brutal.
Yeah, your bell's already rung, and you kind of get your wits back about you, and you get yourself rocked a few more times.
It's like, damn, bro, someone save this man.
Yeah,
like cut it out.
Fucking Rohan Murdoch's people didn't care. And like, yeah, dude, like I'm done watching you get your ass kicked. This is why are we doing this?
So I gotta turn this off. I can't watch anymore.
Like at the beginning of round 5, or at the end of round 5, going into 6, he was telling him, his cornerman was telling him, like, this is too much. Like I'm not gonna watch this happen to you. And of course, Murdoch, being a warrior, is like, no, I can do it. Just give me a chance. Just don't give up on me. And so he let him go for one more round. Murdoch, super tough, very durable, very courageous. Still went in, got his ass beat for another round, and the corner's like, yeah, we're done. That's enough.
Yeah, like bro.
This is one of those situations as well. Like you're not in the just like inches behind reaching for glory. You're getting your ass beat. There's no point.
No, listen, too tough for their own good, right?
Right. That kind of thing bothers me. What bothers me about that is the internet tough guys. Like, oh, you don't understand what it's like. Well, actually, I kind of do. So,
actually.
Yeah. So I definitely, I will always side on the safety and health of the fighters because they don't have anything waiting for them to take care of them. So
right.
They got to get their money while they can because that's their nest egg.
Think of it too this way, like having like, I don't want to say giving up, but like knowing when to take a knee or take the L, like it kind of saves your career for the future. Like why like throw it all? Like one bad fight could really retire you. Like
yeah, I'm sure it has in many cases that we don't hear about.
Like take the knee, get a few more fights, or try to win this fight, get knocked out terribly and retire forever. Like I don't know. If your goal is to make money, then you have to like pick and choose which fights you want to like. I don't want to say cherry pick, but like, no win enough's enough.
Right. Like, live to fight another day is the adage people like, and yeah, if you are behind, you're heading into like the latter half of the fight, it's very likely you don't have any scores, any cards in your favor. Man, like, why are you gonna continue? Like, what do you stand to gain from getting hit more? What, some fucking clowns on the internet saying that you're a pussy or something? Like,
the armchair analysts.
Yeah, the armchair fucking specialists. Monday morning quarterbacks telling you how you're supposed to do your job.
The corporate office bros talking about your career.
Fuck them. They don't have to take the damage, man.
Some guy complaining that he lost his parlay because of you. That's really what I mean.
I suppose that's what it is you lost me money. I believed in you enough to put money on you. So I had that one tacked as a short one, but I think we did not keep it short. However, this next one, right. I'm going to be quite honest, I didn't get a chance to watch this, the Natasha Jones, Mikaela Mayer card.
Oh, no, I was not home all day to watch any of the fights.
All right, cool. So Natasha Jones split decision over Mikaela Mayer by the cards were 96-95. So some fucker had a tied round, 96-94. Those were for Jones, and then 97-93 for Mayer. So it's kind of weird how one judge saw it just so much in favor of Mayer. I'm gonna guess that was the not British judge.
Yeah, I saw some shit. I don't know if it was like in the chat or where I read it, but it's like people were saying it was like a robbery or Mikaela got robbed or something. Again, I didn't watch the fight or the highlights, so I really don't know. Right. But
home cooking, probably.
Yeah. So I mean, I'd dive into a little bit. Is Mayer a fraud? Is she not all that she's hyped up to be?
So, without having seen her performance, I can't say yes or no. I can only speculate that maybe this weight, moving up to this weight, was a little too much, too soon. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, from what I understand, if it was a jobbing, which that's what I understand it was, then no, I think she's good here, and she does get that moral victory of being able to say later, like everybody knows what happened. Everybody saw who actually won. Right. Or who actually lost, and it wasn't me. So she does have that, I guess, to fall back on. 97-93, it like the other way. That's what really that's really throwing me for a loop here. 96-95. Of course, a British judge is gonna throw a fucking tie round in there. Naturally, it's just what they do. Mm-hmm. And then 6-4. It's like 6-4 is not horrible if you're really trying to lean into Natasha Jones to give her just one over. That's not horrible for a home cooked scorecard. Like, there's been much more egregious shenanigans. So.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Zach Chelly gets the decision over Jack Cullen. These are super middleweights. I was hoping that Jack Cullen would do good. We talked about him sometime before when Diego Pacheco fought him. And
yeah, I remember that.
And Cullen, even though it was kind of short, he gave a good account of himself, so I was hoping for better. But, oh well. And Mark Jeffers, UD over Jermaine Brown. Super middleweights as well. Fun times.
I'm sure it was a good card. Yeah, there wasn't much to it though, but
right. I only included the Mark Jeffers Jermaine Brown fight because I don't know. I kind of needed. There's not a whole lot to review.
Yeah, right.
So I had to include a little bit extra. But that's it for the reviews. Let's hit previews here.
All right.
On January 23rd, so 2 days from now, in Osaka, It's another like early morning mighty minis, I like to call them.
Mighty mini.
Yeah, junior flyweight unified champion Kenshiro Taraji versus Carlos Canizales for the WBA and WBC titles. Artem Dalakian versus Yuri Akui for the flyweight title, WBA. Yeah, Dalakian's the wait. Bam has IBF and WBO. WBC is Martinez, that's right. And then Dalakian's the third. And Tenshin Nasukawa, the guy that cried after Floyd Mayweather beat him in an exhibition.
Wait, Floyd fought him?
Yeah, that was a while back. I think Tenshin was like 18 or 19.
What the fuck?
And Floyd was not too far removed from his retirement, so he was still obviously in very, very good shape. And he like schooled him, and Tenshin was very upset.
Weird fight, but
yeah,
right.
It was a very weird decision on Team Nasukawa. But so Tenshin is fighting Luis Pacheco. These guys are 118s. It's an 8-round fight. This is Nasukawa's third fight in his career, and is already at the 8-round level, which is pretty nuts. I think the only comparable other guys were like Andy Cruz and Lomachenko that have jumped up this quickly. Pacheco is 15-2-1, so he's not like some scrub.
No, he's no slouch.
So that's pretty nuts. I'm excited to see more of Tenshin, because he impressed me in his fights so far. He's really taken his movement from like MMA and kickboxing and everything, and he's put that to good use. He's a very unorthodox approach. He gives a lot of strange looks to the opponent, and with the way that he moves, and he sets himself up pretty well. But if you want to wake up at like 3 a.m. to watch that, I'll be on Discord with you.
What day is that on? Let me see. Actually,
Tuesday.
No, unfortunately not. I will be asleep.
All right.
That is, I understand to get it back Tuesday, but.
All right. The 27th matchroom card in Belfast, Northern Ireland.
Ooh.
This is another like British people thing. The only reason I really want to bring this one up is Jose Felix, the one who upset. He had that upset knockout on Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron, the first card. So he's back versus Lewis Crocker at welterweight, which is pretty wild because Felix is a small guy.
Right.
Paddy Donovan, I believe we've talked about him before, versus Williams Herrera.
Paddy Donovan.
These are also welterweights, and Siobhan Clark versus Tommy McCarthy, cruiserweights.
We've talked about Siobhan Clark, right?
I think so.
That name sounds.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. Like, it's kind of unique. So.
Yeah, I think we've talked about him before, but I don't remember if it was a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, it all starts to blur together at some point. Like, I've seen that name before. I don't recall if we were shitting on you and now we're gonna praise you or what. But
if any of the if this podcast blows up and fighters watch this, please don't hurt us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you do want to beat me up, give me like a camp. Let me have a camp first.
At least let me get paid for it.
Yeah, right. I will gladly take my lickings for talking shit, but let's put it on a little bit more even levels.
Not without a paycheck.
Make it worth my health. Are you looking up Clark or?
I just looked him up. I don't remember what we talked about him before, but I know we did.
Yeah, I remember his name at the least. But in Phoenix, at the Footprint Center downtown. Golden Boy presents Jaime Munguia versus John Ryder.
Are you going to that?
I am.
Ooh.
I got my credential yesterday.
Media pass came through?
Yep.
Hopefully your event goes better than mine did.
Yeah. Well, I've been to some Golden Boy cards, and they're fine. Whatever. Munguia-Ryder. Let me get these other fucking names out of the way. Darius Fulgham, who I thought I recognized. I don't know how I know his name, but I do. And he's fighting Alantis Fox. These are super middleweights. Gabriela Fundora versus Christina Cruz. IBF flyweight title, which is fucking strange because Fundora, she is like 6 feet tall.
Whoa!
So even though she's a woman, 6 feet, 112 pounds is not a good look. I know.
Wait, hold on. 6 feet, 112.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
I shipped to boot camp, not much heavier than that, like 2 or 3 pounds heavier. Same height.
That's kind of crazy, dude. I don't know.
Was very crazy. I had to eat extra. They made me eat more so I could put on weight.
Probably just slugging protein down, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, I would get extra servings of the protein dish, whatever mystery meat they were throwing at us.
Mystery.
Yeah, it's the type of food you would probably get in prison. Like, it's not great. And from my correspondents that are in prison, yeah, it's not too far off the mark. But enough of that. Oscar Collazo versus Rainiris Gutierrez. This is a minimum weight title fight. Yeah, if you don't care about Kenshiro Taraji, who's a very successful, just one weight class above, you're not going to care about this guy. So Munguia versus Ryder, super middleweight. This is on the WBC track. I read somewhere just a few moments ago that the Munguia's team made some mention that Canelo's team have been in talks with them. And
Munguia and Canelo?
Yeah, I imagine that would be after the two, because Canelo still has 2 more fights on contract with PBC. The first one we'll be talking about in a moment, but it's gonna be on May 4th. It's gonna pay-per-view on Prime. And so he has that one after that, which we could, for the sake of Canelo's regularity, it's gonna be in September. And then, so next year is when this one would be coming up. And Munguia has, a year to string together some more high-profile wins?
I don't really see that happening, honestly.
I don't see that happening either. I don't expect him to... I don't know why. I'm thinking that he's not going to beat John Ryder he's not going to stop John Ryder. I don't know. I don't think he will.
Yeah, dude, it's not like a bad fight at all.
It's not. It's not a terrible fight. This is the fight. These are the levels that these guys should be at. Like, rather than...
I forget, what did we say about Ryder after he lost to Canelo? Because, it wasn't Canelo's best performance.
It was not. Canelo was coming off of surgery, so he wasn't 100%. But Ryder still got beaten bloody. If I recall correctly, he got put down late.
Yeah, I think his nose got broken.
Yeah. It's... Munguia, a little bit more crude in the way he does things. But
yeah, Munguia went life and death with Lomachenko.
Yeah, which if I would think I heard that Munguia wanted it to be a 10-round fight. Derevianchenko did not. Up to the 10th round, if it had ended at 10, Derevianchenko would have won. And then he ended up losing because of the late knockdown.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch that fight, honestly.
It's very fun. It's worth watching again. Especially coming into this.
Yeah, going life or death with Derevianchenko, who's on his way out, I would say. He's a little older, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Late 30s.
Yeah, so he's probably on his way out. It's like, what does that spell for Munguia against Ryder, who's a little younger, probably maybe in his prime right now?
Yeah, he's still more. He's a lot more fresh than Derevyanchenko, at least.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I kind of have it down the middle, 50-50. I don't really have like a clear winner in mind.
I'm expecting Munguia to. However, he's gonna get the win. It's that's what the plan is anyway.
Oh, on to the next one, right?
Yeah. Another Pro Box card. This time on the 31st. It's every other Wednesday. Just if you haven't started tuning into that. Christopher Pearson versus Trevor Macumbi, super middleweights, 10 rounds. Romero Duno versus Antonio Moran, 10-round lightweights. Angelo Leo versus Mike Plania, 10-round featherweights. Angelo Leo's fun. He's a come forward, scrappy kind of guy, so it's worth tuning in for that. But I don't have much on anyone else. So, on the 3rd of February, in Vegas, Connor Benn,
the Egg Destroyer,
Eggman, fights Peter Dobson at welterweight, so he's cutting back down.
Who the hell is Peter Dobson?
Yes. Austin Williams, Ammo, is back versus Connor Coyle, 12-round middleweights.
Ooh, Ammo Williams.
Yeah, he's back and he's up at the 12.
In a while.
He's at the 12-round level, so he's starting to make some moves.
Oh, there we go.
And Johnny Fisher versus Beterbiev-Smith. I've been calling him since I've figured out who Johnny Fisher was fighting. I've been calling him Beezus instead.
Demetro
Beezus.
I think this is the last podcast we were talking about Johnny Fisher.
He's the next British person that they're promoting.
He's just the next British. That's all he
He's
is.
the next British fucking whatever British sausage that they're pushing forward.
That's fucking as Fury says, you sausage.
Yeah, he's sausage.
Fisher's pretty bad, but he's got a stellar fan base, so good for him, honestly.
Yeah, of course. That's I don't remember who it was, but we were talking about it in Discord, and it was an Australian guy that was kind of miffed that somebody said something not praising Tim Tszyu.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, and
all hell broke loose, huh?
It kind of did, and then the way that before I left, the way it ended for me was somebody said, yeah, well, here in America we have enough good fighters that we don't have to just latch on to the only one. We don't latch on to just one because we have enough to go around. Yeah, well, not.
Do we? Do we though?
Kind of. Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah, it was a funny little backhand.
I mean, that Discord is ruthless, so...
Yeah, it's pretty rough. I don't recommend going there. If you did, you go to the website. There's a link to Discord on the top.
Please, check it out.
It's not to that one, it's to a separate one.
So kind of going back. So Connor Benn is... I mean, I thought he was banned for a while, but that's only through, the UK, right?
Yeah, he was banned by the British Boxing Board of Control.
But Vegas said, yeah, we'll take you.
Yeah, why not? Hey, have you been a good boy since then? You have? Okay, great. Come on.
Yeah, come make us some money.
Yep.
How the fuck's he, who is Peter Dobson? Why can't he give him a decent fight?
Because Connor Benn's not a decent fighter.
Yeah.
Did I say that out loud?
Ooh, hold on.
Oh shit!
Not much more to that one.
No, they're unfortunately nobody noteworthy. Connor Benn trying to build up a profile, and this is going to be timed to be at prime time in the UK not in the U.S. Whatever.
Yeah, listen, good luck to him. I'm sure it'll work out.
Yeah. Austin Williams, I'm hopeful. Gonna keep watching because
I like him.
Middleweight. He's pretty. He seems to be pretty good. So, Johnny Fisher, nah, whatever. But yeah, that's it on previews. Little bit of news on our way out here. Rolando Romero versus Isaac Cruz, Pitbull, PBC on Prime. I was trying to catch up on like the sequence, the timeline of events, and it's all really stupid, so I stopped. But Ryan Garcia was in talks with Haney. He cut that off to try to work with Romero. De La Hoya said Ryan Garcia is fighting Jose Ramirez. Ryan Garcia said no. Rolando Romero said fuck all that noise, I'm gonna fight Pitbull. I expect...
What a weird fucking timeline, dude.
Yeah, that was a really weird whole debacle. Whatever. Romero versus Cruz is fun. That's a fun fight.
Oh yeah.
So I'm excited for that. So they said it's gonna be. He said it's gonna be on pay-per-view, or I think he did. Either way, if they were to put it on pay-per-view, there's two coming up. The aforementioned March 4th. That's going to be headlined by Canelo, and March 30th is another possibility that's been floated before that will be headlined by Tank, but there's still no... I haven't seen any news of possible opponents, venues, nothing.
I just saw a thing regarding like Prime, and it was with Tank. It was saying Pacquiao versus Tank to be on Prime. Which is, I don't know. I mean, Pacquiao's retired, so I don't know why he'd come back at 45 years old.
To fight someone who could knock you out clean, like Marquez did.
Yeah. Even then, I'm not even sure what weight they would even fight at, like Pacquiao versus Tank.
It's disappointing. When
the lack of words.
Yeah, that's really disappointing.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that one. I don't think so.
I hope not.
It was a weird thing.
The other options are Tank. So he has the WBA title at lightweight. I think there was talks of possibly Frank Martin. That was before the Prime deal was announced.
Well, what about Haney, though? Like, who's Haney lined up to fight?
Haney did mention in the press that if Tank wants to fight, all they got to do is call.
So it's not out of the realm possibility.
It's not. But I don't think Matchroom, is it Matchroom that has Haney? I don't think they'd let him go off to Amazon Prime, and PBC's not going to let Tank go to the Zone. And joint shows usually they're really few and far between. That I've in my experience, so I don't know. I think that's just media talk. Just got to look inside the PBC stable, see who else is around, and that's pretty much just Frank Martin. That's worth anything.
With the money that fight would make, though, you would think they'd want that fight.
You'd think so, but
boxing.
Yeah, bigger cut of a smaller pie or a smaller cut of a bigger pie. I don't know. I did recall reading that Shakur Stevenson is still interested in fighting Frank Martin, so that's pretty cool. Even after
I forgot Frank Martin backed out.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I would have thought that PBC knew that their Showtime was coming to an end, so they didn't have a network that they could have let him go to wherever because they don't have any commitments anywhere.
Yeah, tough call.
Like, hey, we're looking for a home right now. Like, we're kind of in the hiatus or purgatory here, so go off and Go find whatever fights you want, and we'll talk it through with you. And if it's good, if you want to do it, we'll work with you to get it wherever you want.
Like do something, you know?
Yeah. That's it though on news. I am going to cut in all the outro shit right about. Alright, let's get the housekeeping shit out of the way real quick. If you want to hear more from the Lux Media family, head over to lvxmedia.net. There you could have a look at all the different things that we're doing. Different things that are coming out are always posted there. The same for social media, lvxmedia.net without the dot, right? So if you want to check that out, it would help. It would be appreciated if you interacted with social media stuff, but what really helps the most is rating on whatever your podcast platform is, and if you have the time and inclination to leave a review, that would also be appreciated. If you would like to contact directly, the number is 833-LUX-PODS. If you call, go straight to voicemail. If you text, either way, it's anonymous. If you don't tell me, I don't know who you are. So, yeah, if there's something you want to comment on, or if you have questions or something that you'd like to hear us talk about, let me know there. All right, back to it. There.
Now. Okay.
So, Drip. Parting words.
Yo. My parting words. Rightfully so. Get it back Tuesday. Tough call, dude. I mean, still fuck Tyson Fury. Team AJ for the Nagano fight. And eat your vegetables. Yeah. That's it. Stay healthy.
And to quote Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other.
That's it.
All right, that's gonna do it. Thank you all for listening. This has been
Yes, sir.
B-Sides Boxing.
See you later.
See you next time.